Now at Nightside, new federal charges for the Spokane area educator who admitted to luring kids on social media. The steps you can take to help protect your children.
It is going to be a warm Wednesday, but I am tracking windy weather and a big cool down in your first alert forecast.
And the Moses Lake School District Superintendent is placed on administrative leave as the district faces a $20 million budget shortfall. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. The Moses Lake School District has placed its superintendent on administrative leave effective immediately. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. Assistant Superintendent Carol Lewis will now take on the role, with the district currently in a $20 million budget shortfall. Over half of that shortfall is being blamed on a so-called accounting error. Because of these mistakes, 100 educators could lose their jobs. In a budget planning document, the school district points to $11 million being counted twice, giving the district the illusion it had more money than it actually did. On top of that, Moses Lake budgeted for more students than it actually had, meaning it didn't get as much funding from the state as it expected. According to an audit, the school district is overstaffed by about 200 employees. The auditor also says teachers in the district are earning $20,000 more than they're funded for, leading to an $8 million gap. We spoke to now acting superintendent Carol Lewis today about what's next for the district.
It won't be business as usual, but we are committed to providing all of the required components of a public education that are defined by the Washington State Board of Education.
The school board passed a budget resolution last week to reduce staff, cut extracurriculars like sports, scale back career and college readiness programs, and more in order to combat the deficit. But Moses Lake isn't alone. The Coeur d'Alene School District is dealing with a $6 million budget crisis. One way the district is planning to save money is by switching from a late start to early dismissal on Fridays. This would reduce the number of hours teachers would have to work outside of their contracts. One school board member acknowledging the plan might not be perfect for everyone.
We can always do this for a year and then reevaluate.
So starting next school year, students would get out 2 hours earlier on Fridays. Last month, the board also approved closing Bora Elementary in hopes of saving around $1 million. The Riverside School District educator and coach already facing child sex crimes is now being charged in federal court as well. Federal prosecutors charging Dallas Schuler with receipt of child pornography. And we want to warn you, the details of this case are disturbing. Prosecutors said the investigation began with a tip to the FBI in Spokane on May 6th from the FBI's Child Exploitation Operational Unit. The FBI then met with Spokane County Sheriff's deputies and led them to Schuler, who works as a paraeducator at Riverside Elementary School. As outlined in the state charges, Schuler admitted to trading videos of kids having sex. Investigators also searched through Schuler's devices after his arrest. They say on one phone he participated in chat groups involved in trading sexual abuse material. On one phone, investigators found explicit photos and videos that showed children being sexually assaulted. According to court documents, Schuler also confessed to having sex with 2 14-year-old boys he met on social media. Documents revealed he was allegedly posing as a young boy or girl online. This case once again highlighting how dangerous the internet can be, especially for teens and kids. And online predators use things like gaming sites, social media apps, and the internet to lure in children for sexual exploitation. It's an issue the Seattle FBI says has become more prevalent within the last year and a half. As kids spend hours online or on social media apps, it's hard to regulate what they're accessing or who exactly they're talking to. That's why the Seattle FBI says it's important for parents to be a safe space for their children. This way, they aren't too scared to talk with them in case that they do fall victim to an online predator. A physician with Multicare says it's also important to make sure kids are mature enough for social media. And even then, it's important to establish rules.
We never send inappropriate pictures. If anybody ever sends us inappropriate pictures, we need to show mom and dad, and we need to not erase those things. We need to never put our address and our phone number and our age out on the internet because it makes us a target.
You can find resources for children and parents at both the FBI and Multicare provided on our website, KXLY.com. All right, we're going to send it over to Chris Crocker now for a look at what's ahead of us in that first alert forecast. A little bit of a cool down coming.
Yes, we have got quite a drop in temperatures coming later this week. In the short term, here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be a warm and breezy Wednesday, actually a day very much like today. At times, we'll see more sun than clouds, at times vice versa. Windy Thursday and Friday. Those winds really picking up Thursday afternoon and evening. Mainly mountain showers, if that. There's not a lot of moisture coming our way over the next week. And then we do have that cool down coming as we get closer to the weekend. For Wednesday, what a beautiful start to the day. 50 degrees at 6 a.m. That's our low in Spokane. We will be into the 70s by 11 a.m. Starting to see our winds picking up just a little bit and a few clouds filtering our sunshine from time to time. Finally, we are heading up to a high of 77 degrees by 4 o'clock. 67 is our average high, so well off the mark. Winds picking up. We could see gusts in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range, but windier weather is on the way. Highs across the region will be in the 70s and 80s, and we do have one more day of these kind of temperatures before we cool down and stay cool for a while. I'll be back with that forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, it'll be easier to watch WSU football games next season. All of Washington State and Oregon State's games will be televised on the CW and Fox. This media deal is a long time coming with the recent collapse of the Pac-12. Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us in studio. And Julian, the idea is to get more eyeballs on the Pac-12.
Yeah, exposure over revenue is the name of the game here. And under this TV deal, all Cougar home games will be available in every TV household. This will get Washington State as many viewers as possible, which is important as WSU and OSU are looking to rebuild the Pac-12. This also bolsters the CW's sports lineup. The network has already added ACC football, Live Golf, and will debut NASCAR later this fall. Now, the financial information of the deal was not disclosed. Washington State and Oregon State will make less money than if the Pac-12 conference stayed together, but the national TV exposure is certainly a good trade-off. The Cougars will have 5 home games on the CW. The matchup against Texas Tech will air on either Fox or FS1. There's also an increased number of afternoon kickoff times to showcase the Pac-12 football games to a bigger audience. Kickoff times for WSU's remaining schedule will be released later this month. And coming up in sports, we get an early look at what the Seahawks schedule could look like before it's released tomorrow. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, Julian, thanks so much. Idaho State Police are investigating a head-on crash that killed a 45-year-old woman from Pullman at around 11:20 today. It happened on Highway 95 south of DeSmet, Idaho. I should say 11:20 a.m. That woman died at the scene. Her identity will be released later. The driver of the other car was airlifted to a hospital with critical injuries. So to come here on Nightside, why Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown wants to shut down the city's largest homeless shelter. And a family in Western Washington gets a surprise visit from a cougar.
Goodness. Pick of the night tonight. Beautiful Aurora Borealis photo. This one from the early morning hours of May 11th from Mark Stoser at Palouse Falls. 2 amazing natural beauties in one photo. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+. 4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
It's that time of year to book your roofing project now before the summer rush hits at McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And when you purchase a new CertainTeed roof today, you'll get a 5-star lifetime material and labor warranty upgrade for free.
Who has the deals? Furniture Row. Who has the deals? Furniture Row. This Memorial Day, we've been training, prepping for savings so big, they're getting backed in by the truckload. The more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 for every 1,000 you spend. Check out Doorbusters while they last. And financing, we're talking 6 years, no interest. But I want to know, do you have the guts to save like never before? The Memorial Day Super Sale, only at Furniture Row.
This spring, Kelly's all new, and I am down for the ride, people.
And even more surprises.
Yeah. Watch weekdays at 3.
I heard you might be coming. I never imagined you actually would. Who would win in a fight between Elvis and Willy Wonka?
I was watching you backstage, and I find you to be a zaddy.
Wait, what?
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Today, Grady turns 1. Already he plans to wrestle alligators, try his hand at the culinary arts, and explore the world. With Dream Ahead College Investment Plan, you can start saving for their future anywhere in the country. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
Hi, welcome back to Nightside. The track shelter on East Trenton, Spokane has been open for nearly 2 years now. Former Mayor Nadine Woodward meant for it to be a way to house people living at the former Camp Hope and for others experiencing homelessness. But now Mayor Lisa Brown plans to decommission it. This follows the city's audit of its current shelter system. That audit found a warehouse-style shelter, like track, isn't the best way to transition people out of homelessness. No locations for these new shelters have been set, as the city is still in talks with potential operators. But once they're set, they're hopeful these smaller shelters can be tighter knit.
They're building quality connections with the staff. They're not needing to engage in any kind of outdoor activity. We have scattered site shelters operating currently and don't have the same feedback from neighboring communities.
And the mayor's office is getting ready to release a proposal in May asking shelter providers and people in Spokane if they'd like to help. They'd like to get those recommendations to City Council by the end of July to hopefully have these new sites operating by September. The Post Falls Police Department needs help finding 16-year-old Emily Juvon. She was last seen at school on Thursday. If you have any information regarding Emily or her whereabouts, you're asked to call the Post Falls Police Department. Well, around the Northwest now, take a look at this video of a family in Monroe getting a surprise visit from a cougar over the weekend. There it is, under the umbrella. You can see it run out of the nearby woods and chase the family's 2 cats coming within feet of a young girl and her 2-month-old puppy. Something eventually spooked the cougar and it ran back into the woods. Thankfully, no one was injured. You saw the mom carrying off that little puppy, the little girl running back inside. Pretty scary stuff.
That is scary stuff. Wow. Well, we've got all this warm weather coming. You have kids. You probably have coats all over the place. I do too. Clean out those closets, and we're going to take those winter coats off of your hands.
Yeah, for the first time, we're holding a spring closet clean-out drive for Coats for Kids. This Thursday between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., we're collecting your new or gently used coats at several STCU locations in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We hope you'll drop off a coat and say hi. For specific locations, check out the Coats for Kids page at KXLY.com/Coats for Kids. Yeah, there's always that one that was like a little tight over the winter, right? And they're not going to fit into it next winter, so
absolutely.
give it to somebody else who
and
can
now
use
you
it.
don't have to hold on to it until the fall for Coats for Kids when we do our big drive.
Exactly.
Get rid of it now. You won't need it, even though we have a cool down coming.
Yeah, might need like a sweatshirt or something.
Might need a hoodie. Yeah, but you will not need to bundle up with the cool down that we have right now. Ooh, well, that just happened. Coeur d'Alene snapshots from that camera are not available. Well, it was dark anyway, so I could tell you that it was just a dark street. It's 59 degrees there, 65 in Spokane. We are going to see our winds picking up tomorrow. Here's a look at Wednesday, 7 a.m. Light winds, beautiful morning. They'll pick up a little bit in the afternoon. These are wind gusts, so close to 25 miles per hour in Grand Coulee. We'll be in the teens around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, very much like what we saw today. But it is Thursday where we are going to see those winds picking up even more. By 8 o'clock, already seeing the kind of winds that we see normally in the afternoons on a breezy day. And then by the time we're into the evening, we're looking at wind gusts in excess of 30 miles per hour around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, or even higher in spots, up to 50-mile-per-hour winds around Grand Coulee. Thursday wind speeds will start off reasonable, but the gusts will already start going by late morning, early afternoon. Finally, by late afternoon, early evening, 45-mile-per-hour gusts are possible, and it's all part of this cold front that is pushing its way in. You might notice that it's coming along without much, if any, precipitation or clouds. It's just going to pick up the winds and really drop our temperatures for Friday. There might be enough lingering instability behind it on Friday to trigger a shower or two over the mountains, but right now I only have that as a 20% chance. There is a very good chance that our temperature is going to plummet behind that cold front from 78 on Thursday to 64 on Friday. And then with repeated shots of Canadian air coming in, we're going to keep our temperatures in the mid-60s, a little below average through the 7-day forecast. That white line right there is our average high, and it looks like that trend is going to continue. This is the 8 to 14-day outlook that takes us all the way through May 28th, and it's calling for below average temperatures. A slight chance, you see we're in that very, very light green, of above average precipitation, which would be fantastic and very timely, but I am skeptical about that because we have just not been able to get any rain going around here lately. The 7-day forecast shows not a cloudless sky, but a mix of sun and clouds over the next 7 days. I think you'll have plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will be cooling down, but overnight lows still well above freezing. We'll be in the 40s and 50s through the 7-day forecast. It looks like those windy conditions are going to continue through Friday. Derek?
Chris, thanks so much. Well, new research says last summer was the hottest in at least 2,000 years. Scientists looked at tree rings from thousands of trees across the northern hemisphere. They could provide a climate history for each year of the tree's life going back centuries or even thousands of years. Scientists were able to use that data to reconstruct the yearly temperatures during the summer. Now, 2024 is on track to be even hotter than last year. And with warmer days and sunnier skies ahead, many of us are starting to grow our gardens. This weekend, you can get your plant shopping done while also supporting a great cause. The family-owned business, Hazi's Greenhouse on the South Hill, teaming up with Rescue for All for their annual Plants for Pups fundraiser. The Hazi family adopted 2 of their dogs from Rescue for All and wanted to find a way to support the nonprofit. Rescue for All gives a second chance to local dogs that have been neglected or surrendered. Its founder says the crisis has only continued to grow and is now the worst it's ever been.
Right now, we are overwhelmed. We are absolutely overwhelmed with the number of animals that are coming into the system to where it's not sustainable.
Now this weekend, 10% of all plant and flower purchases from Hazi's will support the pups at Rescue for All. To find out how you can support the cause, find the story on our website, KXLY.com. Well, the 5th Street Farmers Market returns in downtown Coeur d'Alene and will run every Wednesday through September. You can check out the fresh produce, flowers, pastries, art, music, and more. It takes place from 4 to 7. Washington County is testing out a 32-hour work week. The impact the new schedule has had on businesses and employees. Coming up next here on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Contact the Card Clinic at libbyasbestos.org.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no-obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Arata's Max Auto Sports and Arata's Mitsubishi is having a huge spring cleaning liquidation event. Every car, truck, and SUV has been marked down to extreme liquidation pricing. Bank on site with 0% financing. 0 down, nothing, and no payments for 90 days. Bad credit, no problem. We say yes. Bring the whole family. Pony rides for the kids and barbecue for everyone. So come hungry. So don't miss Arata's huge auto, truck, and liquidation event. May 9th through the 19th on the corner of Lions and Division.
National Dinosaur Day is May 15th. Celebrate with Stanley, the Triple Play Raptor, and enter to win a play and stay package to Raptor Reef Water Park. Tune in to Good Morning Northwest for the word of the day, weekdays May 6th through the 14th. Then go to KXLY.com and enter to win.
Attention Kalispell, have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Schedule your free asbestos health screening on May 20th through the 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn. Contact the Card Clinic to reserve your spot today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Papa Murphy's.
All right, welcome back to Nightside. San Juan County in Puget Sound is testing out a 32-hour work week, and so far employees are happy, especially since they're still getting paid the same. Most people employed by the county switched last October. Officials say they're seeing less sick time used, positions left vacant for years are being filled, and taxpayers have saved about $1 million through benefits and cost of living adjustments, all without a decrease in productivity. One employee, Tyler Davis, thought it was a joke at first, but now he spends a lot more time with his family, saves money on daycare, and says work is better too.
Certainly morale is improved. We all enjoy the 3-day weekend to do more. It's not as much anxiety, I don't think.
A recent employee survey found 78% felt the change had a positive impact on their mental health. 71% reported feeling better rested, and 67% had increased job satisfaction. Sheriff's deputies and emergency services are exempt from the 4-day work week. For the most part, the new schedule is working across all the departments.
Public Works isn't cutting programs. Parks are still open 7 days a week. Campgrounds are open. The county fair is coming around. The health department is still taking care of all of its major functions. And so we're seeing most of our major functions keep up with where we at before.
Pretty remarkable, but the county isn't declaring victory over the 40-hour work week just yet. It'll reassess at the 1-year and 2-year marks before coming to its final conclusion. Wholesale inflation just hit its highest rate in a year, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Price hikes have continued to weigh on businesses and halt the Federal Reserve's plans to cut interest rates. Tomorrow, the Consumer Price Index will be released. That's expected to offer an even more critical read on the state of inflation. The Federal Aviation Administration has hundreds of employment opportunities for people looking for a new job. It needs 3,000 more air traffic controllers within the next few months. The FAA hopes to hire at least 1,800 new controllers by September. Under new plans from the Biden administration, tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles coming into the U.S. will quadruple from 25% to 100%. Other high-tech items being targeted are batteries, medical equipment, steel, aluminum, semiconductors, and solar cells. The administration says the tariffs will level the playing field, protecting what it describes as a comeback in American manufacturing from cheaper Chinese goods.
We're not going to let China flood our market, making it impossible for American auto manufacturers to compete fairly.
U.S. officials claim the new tariffs won't impact inflation in the U.S., saying these are very targeted, set on specific sectors. Some industry observers are skeptical, though, with some saying instead of banning the competition, the U.S. should instead try to manage making affordable new EVs itself. Well, ahead of the LGBTQ plus Pride Month this June, the FBI and Homeland Security are warning that foreign terrorist organizations and their supporters may target events and venues. And they highlighted June 12th. That's the 8th anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando that killed 49 people and injured another 53. It's not always comfortable talking about mental health with your kids, but experts say the earlier those conversations start, the better.
We want kids to be able to know their emotions because every emotion is okay, right? But not every reaction is.
Pediatric psychologists say parents should be open with their kids when talking about mental health. Listen to what children say and don't be judgmental because the goal is for your child to want to talk openly with you. There are more resources to help. Just search kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org. Well, the Mariners ran into some trouble in the late innings tonight. What went wrong for the M's and where it leaves them in the divisional race? Next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
10 years ago, an apartment fire almost took my life. I'm constantly reminded of what I lost.
He wanted me to see what I'd done. I need to make amends.
Just when you think you have everything under control, the anger rages up until it consumes you like a fire.
911, new Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Get 0% APR for 72 months and $3,000 FlexBuy cash on an Escape, or up to $3,000 cash on a Mustang Mach-E. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Watch KXLY Plus over the air on KXLY ABC4. Live updates, breaking news, weather every 10 minutes from the 4 News Now team. Get up to date on the information you need in just an hour. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. over the air on KXLY ABC4.
With so much at stake, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 newscast and the #1 program on television.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. EPA says Honda is the most fuel-efficient automaker in America. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the Incredifantabulous deals, so see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Well, the comeback fell short for the Mariners, losing to the Kansas City Royals tonight 4-2. Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us in studio. And Julian, the M's lose, but they're still holding on to first place in the AL West.
Right, and mind you, this Royals team is pretty good this season. They're one of the better teams in baseball right now. Seattle, they'll get one more chance at Kansas City tomorrow. But as for tonight, it was just too little too late. First things first, shout out to this guy, Josh George. He threw out the first pitch tonight after catching 2 consecutive foul balls in yesterday's game. Now to the 7th we go, and no one is catching that one. Nick Velasquez puts the Royals in front with a 3-run home run. That one was right over the plate by Mariners starter Logan Gilbert, and after that one, Gilbert's night was pretty much over on the mound. Next inning, it's Maikel Garcia for the Royals, and he adds salt on the wound here as that base hit scores another run as the Mariners got down late and could never really recover in this one. The rubber match of the series is just after 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1:10 to be exact, at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Now, the Spokane Indians opening up a home series against the Vancouver Canadians tonight. Indians trailing 1-0 when Juan Guerrero launches one over the wall for a home run. That one ties the game at 1 as the Spokane Indians get their offense going early. Now, next inning, 1 out, bases loaded for Vancouver. Cole Carrick is going to run on and make this play out in center field. Now, all the runners tag up looking to advance, but check this out. Carrick with an absolute dart to third base to tag out Desan Brown and end the inning. That play might have saved the game for Spokane because of the bottom half of the inning, Spokane with a runner on third. And check this out, wild pitch. Parker Kelly makes a run at the plate as the ball sails past the pitcher at home. That scores a run. Indians take the lead, and they would keep the lead. 4-1 is the final there. Now, the next game is at 6:35 tomorrow from Avista Stadium. Now, Seattle Seahawks schedule is set to be released tomorrow. And while the Seahawks don't know the dates and times of their games just yet, the opponents have already been determined. Seattle will play 9 home games and 8 road games. The Seahawks will play every NFC West divisional rival twice. This includes the Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers, and LA Rams. Now, including the Niners and Rams, Seattle will play 6 teams that made the playoffs last season. The Seahawks failed to reach the postseason in 2023, but will look to return with first-year head coach Mike McDonald. The schedule will be announced at 5 o'clock tomorrow. And one of Spokane's newest pro teams made its first big move today. The Spokane Zephyr women's soccer team signed Marley Canales as its first player, and she is no stranger to playing in the Northwest. Canales was drafted by the Seattle Reign of the NWSL in 2022 and played 10 games over the last 2 seasons. She helped the Reign to the best regular season record in the NWSL, and she was also a standout player at UCLA and has played at several levels for the women's national team. The Zephyr begin play in August. And Spokane Velocity goalkeeper Peter Swinkles announced his retirement from soccer. Swinkles joined the team in the preseason and played in 3 games for the Velocity, only allowing 1 goal. Now, Caitlin Clark scored a team-high 20 points but committed 10 turnovers in her highly anticipated WNBA debut. Clark is the NCAA all-time scoring leader and #1 overall pick, but she didn't score until about halfway through the second quarter of this game. Her Indiana Fever lost to the Connecticut Sun tonight, 92-71. 10 turnovers was the most in Fever history and the most in a WNBA debut. However, there's a lot to be played of. Long career ahead for Caitlin Clark. Also, Lexi Hull, Spokane native. She's part of the Fever. Didn't get in the game tonight, but still a long season. Maybe get our playing time out on the floor for her.
All right, Julian, thank you. We'll be right back.
Take a deep breath for a minute. You're okay.
GMA tomorrow. Angie Harmon. She says her dog Ollie was shot and killed by a delivery person from an Instacart delivery. Now, the exclusive interview.
How did they tell you that Ollie was gone?
On Good Morning America.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
We've got money answers for people who run once a year. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
At Batteries Plus, we know off is not an option. Off means you're late for work or miss a call. Life's busy, you're busy. You need to be on the road, on the water, on the call, or just ready to play on. Batteries Plus has batteries, phone repair, key remote services, and lighting solutions you can rely on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
Don't miss your chance to get this year's KXLY Golf Pass. Presented by Dry Fly Distilling. You'll get 5 rounds at 5 premier golf courses within an hour of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, all for only $175. Get out and test your skills at the Highlands, Trailhead, Stone Ridge, Twin Lakes Village, and the Links. Go to KXLY.com/golf to get your KXLY Golf Pass presented by Dry Fly Distilling. Join us at our pass pickup party in Dry Fly Distilling Thursday, May 16th, and use your Golf Pass this weekend.
We invite you to experience excellence. Choose George Gee Kia Spokane. Shop us and you'll see we have
the best team in the Pacific Northwest.
George Gee Kia Spokane is locally owned and family operated. Located in Liberty Lake, just off I-90. At George Gee Kia Spokane, our mission is to exceed your expectations. We look forward to helping you find your new Kia. Visit the George Gee Kia team in Liberty Lake off I-90 or online anytime at SpokaneKia.com.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Mostly to partly sunny skies on Wednesday with a high of 77, 78 with sunshine on Thursday, but the winds will be picking up in the late afternoon and evening, cooling down for Friday.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Now, scientists say they've discovered a phonetic alphabet in whale calls, identifying a previously unknown complexity in whale communication. The researchers did it by using artificial intelligence to analyze thousands of recorded sequences of sperm whale clicks. The findings indicate whales can combine click patterns in multiple ways. They do it with a mix and match of phrases to convey a broad range of information to one another. What the whales are saying remains a mystery to humans, but uncovering the scope of their vocal exchanges is an important step in linking whale calls to specific messages or social behaviors. The research was reported May 7th in the journal Nature Communications.
You're just asking each other out to dinner or
hanging out, you know.
Where you want to go to find that, like, you know, that school of fish that looks like right for the taking. It makes me think of like Finding Dory too, for sure. Or Finding Nemo, excuse me. All right, that's going to do it for 4 News Now Nightside. For updates as they happen, you can get the KXLY 4 News Now app on your smartphone. Check out KXLY.com.